Some things he says are good, some things he says is bad. They all play games, and politics is a game they play.
The way we elect representatives in this country is totally
struggling with the economy and everything, trying to live by myself. I'm 26 and can't really afford much.
American citizens are getting destroyed. They want to give $150,000 to illegals for a first-time home buyer.
I made a lot of money under Trump. I worked in the oil field for a good time. I own a masonry and construction business now. I'm the most broke I've ever been in my life.
How can anyone vote for Kamala Harris or Joe Biden? When was the last time they did anything American? They know food prices went up 25%. They know gas prices are out of control.
Why are the schools being paid operatives to sexualize kids? And it happened. And it still happened. Why haven't charges been filed? Are the police afraid? I want the Constitution reenacted now, right now.
When he was president, this country was, much better.
I never liked Donald Trump if he's gonna be the next question.
He's got oil, gas policies, all those good policies. She's got no policies.
From what I've seen, and I said this to my wife, it should be by a landslide.
So the first county I stopped into was Hudson County, and I went specifically to Hoboken, New Jersey, which has been known as a blue stronghold. And in 2020, to give you an idea, Biden won this county with over 130,000 people voting for him and only 39,000 for Trump. That's over 75% of people voting Democrat. So I came here just to see if there's any change, and I spoke to a few people. Who will you be voting for?
Harris.
Why?
Because Trump is crazy with his comments that he's making, and all about Arnold Palmer. What does that have to do with election? Arnold Palmer. You didn't hear it?
What is it?
Arnold Palmer, the guy, the golfer. He was talking about how big his dick was yesterday on the news. You didn't see it?
What about him do you not like exactly? When you say crazy, what specifically?
Well, his politics is, some things he says are good, some things he says is bad. That he said economics, everything is bad right now. The stock market is the highest it ever has been. Jobs are more incredible now. People are working more. We have to see if he gets in.
So how would you compare the last 4 years of Biden to the last 4 years of Trump?
About the same. I know Trump, everybody liked Trump in the beginning, that he was creating more jobs and stuff, but then now with the terror tax that he's going to do, the terror tax is going to really hurt the middle class people, because you're going to pay more for cars, you're going to pay more for steel, more for construction, so everything is going to be more.
And then in terms of Harris, what about Harris do you like?
No.
You don't know, you say?
Well, she's going to keep everything here in the United States, but she's not going to have the terror tax on imports. So the terror tax on imports is more important because of the prices of everything going up.
Are you happy that she's the Democrat nominee?
Not really.
Why not?
I think it was they had nobody else to pick. Nobody else wanted the job. I'd rather have Cromer run for president.
What would you say is your number one policy concern?
Jobs and inflation.
And you believe Harris can accomplish that better than Trump could?
I think she could.
You don't seem convinced by it from your attitude.
Right now they all play games. Politics is a game they play. Even the point is, if Trump gets in, if Harris gets in, they always got to give jobs to somebody. Look at his cabinet. Look, he had the people that was working there. The guy was blind, half blind. Half of his guys went to prison.
Where do you go to get informed on the candidates? What news outlets?
I watch New Jersey News. I watch 5 News. I watch 7 News. All different. CNN News. Those all different news.
Who are you voting for?
Kamala Harris.
Why?
It just seems like the obvious choice to me.
Why does it seem like the obvious choice?
Sorry, I got it.
All right. Who are you voting for?
I don't vote.
Why not?
Because the margins in a victory are on the order of like minimum 10,000s.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's like a 1 in 10,000 chance that maximum 1 in 10,000 chance that I get to pick the president, I don't think multiplying the difference in the presidency by 1 in 10,000 is greater than the cost in time and effort it takes me to vote in the first place.
So you don't think your vote is worth anything?
It's not that it's worth nothing. Of course it's worth something, but it's a non-zero cost to vote in the first place, right? That takes how many hours out of my day? Not to mention, I guess it's easier in this election, but in general, there might be research going into deciding who to vote for. That's a lot of effort. I guess in kind of like a more one-sided election like this, morally one-sided that is.
So what stops you exactly? If you can put it in a sentence to me, what's preventing you from going to the polls and putting a ballot in for a candidate?
The probability that it matters multiplied by the effect that a change in winner would make is less than the cost of voting.
So you think, one, it takes too much time and you don't think your vote is worth it?
You could put
Simply
it like that. You could, I mean, if you change any of those three factors, like if there's only 10 people voting, then the probability is so great I have to vote. If it's a vote between like I go to heaven or I go to hell, the difference in value is so great I have to vote.
So you only want to vote if you have to vote? Because in Australia they fine you if you don't vote.
I think that would be a good system actually.
So they would fine you this election if you didn't vote then?
Because then everyone has to vote, right? And so it's not a question of my one vote. You get a much more representative vote from the population, and I think that would be an improvement over the voting system we have. But that kind of it's kind of anti-American to force people to do something they don't want to do, I guess.
So outside of voting, what would be your number one concern? Do you have a concern? Is there a policy concern? Is there something that bothers you?
Voting is terrible.
Not even voting. I mean, just like in terms of like a concern, like a worldly concern, global concern.
So voting reform itself. The way we elect representatives in this country is totally borked. There are like a billion better voting systems than first past the poll, and
what?
I mean, ranked choice is kind of the popular one. Star voting is cool. Even like approval voting is nice. But we're not doing any of that. And it's a great way to throw away votes that could matter.
After quickly learning Hudson County was most likely going to go to Harris, I investigated Monmouth and Ocean County. These counties are particularly very interesting because the Orthodox Jews occupy a huge demographic of Ocean County. This is why if you look at electoral maps in the past, it tends to be a deep red, as you can see from these interviews.
Why Trump? Because he's done a fantastic job the first time around, and he's going to do a fantastic job the second time around. And the past 4 years was just a disaster in the whole world. Why was it a disaster? Well, take a look at what's going on in Ukraine. Take a look at your grocery bills. Take a look at practically everything and anything what's going on. You have a president that really is at the beach most of the time. You have a vice president that's just clueless with ideas. And it's a disaster at the border. I could just go on and on with the problems that's going on. By Trump, inflation was low, the world was at peace, and we could do it again.
Who are you voting for this November?
Donald Trump.
Why?
Because he supports Israel and the Jews. And I think he just makes a great president just for America.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we had 4 years of him. I think his foreign policies are amazing. He really did make America great again, with the jobs and all that stuff. He's a smart businessman, and he used that, I think, to lead the country.
And Kamala Harris, you don't think is equipped to do that?
I'll be honest with you. I don't know much about her, but we've seen Donald Trump in action, for 4 years. So he's tried and true. He's proven himself.
Chances are I'm going to vote Republican. Why is that?
Yes.
On a very simple level is that I've seen more. I understand that I'm pretty much what do you call it? Like a mid-level family.
Okay.
So that's a middle of income.
And it was, even though they have more programs in that sense from the Democratic Party, but it hasn't been helping me much. And I've been making more money. And I had more money when I was under Trump than I have now.
What do you think of Kamala Harris?
As a person?
As a presidential candidate?
She hasn't said anything. We don't know.
And what about the last 4 years under the Biden administration?
We don't know what happened. We haven't heard anything from Biden, or we've had many press conferences. We haven't heard any answers from him. We haven't heard any answers from Harris also. If they would say something, we may agree. We just don't know what they have to offer.
And what's your number one policy concern?
Overall, as a personal person, I'm not very much into overall. I'm Jewish, maybe Israel something. I want to know my bank account. Yeah. How are we helping my personal? How am I going to be able to make through my statements? Right now, I have to cut back on my costs. How am I going to be able to pay my rent next month? You could tell me how I could. Then maybe how I could pay my next month's rents. Maybe that would help me. But so far, we haven't heard that.
So Monmouth County, on the other hand, has voted similarly. However, the margins of victory for it turning red has been slightly tighter. So in this case, I wanted to interview people in the Jersey Shore area to ask who they were feeling more towards. And I believe these specific interviews capture the current attitudes of Monmouth County.
Go Trump.
Go Trump. Why Trump?
Why Trump?
Yeah.
Because liberals are destroying this country.
Really? In what way?
In what way? So you guys are all American citizens? Sure. American citizens are getting destroyed. They want to give $150,000 to illegals for a first-time home buyer. $150,000. Where's the money to Americans? Gone.
Trump, baby, Trump.
Okay, why? Who won the debate first off?
Trump.
Well,
Trump?
Yeah, I
Why do
didn't
you say
listen to
that?
the
Watch
debate.
it.
Yeah, neither did I. But Kamara, let's go Trump.
Okay.
Educate and answer. What? I need a better question than that. Why he won?
No. Who are you going to vote for and why?
I'm going to vote for Trump because he reflects my family values the most out of anybody in the debate, in the race, in the candidacy.
And Kamala doesn't?
Not even close.
Okay.
I like to love everyone, but you got to have the same views as the majority, and the majority doesn't say that for me. So.
How would you compare the last 4 years under Biden?
I made a lot of money under Trump. I worked in the oil field for a good time. I own a masonry and construction business now. I'm the most broke I've ever been in my life, and I've worked the longest hours I ever had too. And I got 3 kids, a 4th on the way. So, one income. All me. Trump all the way, baby.
I think Trump is a danger to democracy. I wouldn't vote for him under any circumstances. I was ready to vote for Biden if he was on life support. He's a joke and ridiculous and a danger.
And out of Kamala's policies, which is your favorite? The one that you are banking on?
Being pro-choice. I'm not going to say pro-abortion, but being pro-choice.
His policies on point. Her policies, I still don't know what they are.
Yeah. And who are you going to be voting for?
I'm voting for Donald Trump.
Yeah. And is it close? Like, are you
not
even
even
consider?
close? Not
No.
even close. I'm voting for Donald Trump. I teach my kids to vote for Donald Trump. She's not ready to vote yet, but yeah.
Who are you voting for?
Trump all the way.
Why?
Because I just think he has great ideas. He's proven himself for when he was president before. I have confidence in him.
What are your thoughts of Kamala Harris?
I don't trust her. I think she's too liberal for the country.
And then if you compare the 4 years of Biden compared to the 4 years of Trump,
no comparison.
what stands out to you?
I just think the economy, the border, that's a huge thing is the border, but the economy, where everybody's struggling, and it just keeps getting worse.
What are your thoughts?
Same as her.
Trump? Why Trump?
Everything she said.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you?
I'm Trump.
Yeah? For same reasons?
Yeah, protecting our border, taking care of us.
So the border seems like to be the big one for you guys.
Yeah.
And you're seeing a lot of crime from where you guys are from? Or are you guys like worried?
We're not seeing a lot of crimes, it's just that we're struggling and we live here and we shouldn't be.
We're not seeing crime yet.
Yeah.
I think if it continues, we'll start to see it.
But you guys are struggling. You just hit a key point there.
Well, yeah, I'm struggling with the economy and everything, trying to live by myself. I'm 26 and can't really
And
afford
raise a
much.
daughter.
Yeah. and we need to, a lot needs to change.
Hey guys, I don't mean to interrupt the video, however, I'm excited to announce I have started my own personal community page. So for those who are interested in finding out and learning more of my raw, uncensored behind the scenes content as well as reactions to my videos, I now have a community page here, as you can see, where you guys can all join. So feel free to check it out, and I'll see you in the video. In Somerset County, which is historically another blue county in New Jersey, I expected to see lots of Harris Waltz signs all over the place, but to my surprise, there was just as much, if not more, Trump signs. I unexpectedly stumbled upon a Trump rally on one of the corners in Somerset County, so I decided to see what these Trump supporters were thinking in terms of the direction of which this county was going to vote.
So I'm out here today. Right now we got a little MAGA rally here in Somerset County, but specifically in Bedminster. So we know from the get-go you're a Trump supporter. Why Trump? What about Trump?
Well, Trump has done a lot for this country as is. If you go back even to 2016, when he first won, he went around the world and secured peace for everyone. He talked to every single world leader, including the tyrannical ones. And you know what he said? Either you're for freedom or you're going to be stomped out, you know? And he wants to do the same thing here. He's always wanted that. Even go back to the 90s, where he said something is terribly wrong with this country. We're giving way too much money to foreign nations, way too much money to China. We're bending over backwards for people that don't care about us. Now look at the tax system today. Look at how many additional taxes and red flag laws and all the red tape that's preventing people like us, which are just average, everyday, blue-collar workers, from being American, from even being entrepreneurs. You know, a lot of the things about Trump, I do like. He's for America. He's for freedom. Okay, he's definitely for Christianity and our principles that our founding fathers decided to make this nation on. So why am I voting for Trump? Because of freedom. How can anyone vote for Kamala Harris or Joe Biden? What was the last time they did anything American?
Who'd you vote for in 2016?
Trump.
2020?
Trump.
Okay, you're voting Trump again. What have you noticed in this area? Because this area historically has been very blue. Have you noticed a shift in any direction? Maybe more Harris or more Trump? What have you noticed?
You know, back in 2021, when I first started rallying at the corner here, it was the majority blue. Barely anyone was honking their horn or joining us at the corner. We actually had some big rallies prior, back in 2019, which I wish I would have been a part of. But nowadays, you look around you, we have had over 1,000 cars blast their horns, all different people. All right, this county, although the township and the council are blue, the majority of its citizens are red, and the people surrounding this area are also red. The whole entire county has flipped. I don't care what anyone says. Look at the support that we have. Every single time we've had a rally, more and more people are showing up.
So in terms of like friends and family, did you know any people that voted for Biden and are now voting for Trump?
Only a select few. The majority of my family, luckily we're all Republican or conservative, but yeah. See, there's a little hater right there, but that's one out of like how many already?
But what's the complaint? What are the complaint that these people that are now voting for Trump, that were voting for Biden, what are they saying? What's the thing that finally shifted them over to vote?
You know what it is? As soon as they start feeling it the way we've been feeling it for the past decade, that's what made the shift. As soon as something's in their backyard, like they know food prices went up 25%. They know gas prices are out of control. They know that it's very hard to live in a communist dictatorship type of state, especially up here in the north. So they have to fix it. They have to vote to fix the country. They have to vote to fix the north. Look at the tax prices, 30 to 40% on basic credentials and essentials. Come on. No one wants this. Nobody wants this. If you vote for blue in general, go back to the history of their party. Go all the way back to the 1700s.
What do you think of Harris?
What do I think of Harris?
Yeah.
You don't want to know, man. All I know is that she's the most unelected, unofficial, uninhabitable American that anyone could possibly want for president.
So I'm guessing you're voting for Trump.
Yes. My name is Terry Beck, and I've been a supporter. I'm with the Bikers for Trump, and it turns out we back him because he backs the Constitution. In the biker world, if you don't respect the founding fathers, you actually sign your death certificate. The Constitution was written for the people who are really in power. In 1871, when the country was sold to an unlawful foreign agent, it turns out they were all against us. Everything was not supposed to be paid. You're not supposed to pay taxes.
Yeah.
We're not following the right procedure, but unfortunately, because Trump has called out the swamp several times, has the evidence with the swamp, I want you to know that he has the evidence. I know he does because I personally talked to him.
Oh, you have met Trump?
Oh, 3 times he's been with me.
Okay. So, but what exactly about Trump? Did you go over him in 2016?
Yes.
In 2020?
Yes, he's a businessman.
Okay, so I've spoken to people in this area. Historically, Somerset County is a blue area. In 2020, 2016, did you feel like it was going to be red and then it didn't go red, or did you know that it was primarily blue and then this year you're confident it's going to be red, or what are your thoughts on that?
In 2016, I felt that as soon as he said a businessman, from a business perspective, obviously he knows what he's doing. How many businesses did he have that were all successful? His general consensus is to give people a chance to be themselves, to prosper, to have wealth, to be born, to exercise your God-given, inalienable rights. He is supporting all of that. He's not taking away and dictating orders that you must pay taxes. We're not supposed to be paying taxes. They're all going away. IRS, FBI, they're all enemies of ours. Many people don't know what I'm talking about, but when you're supposed to be driving, you're not supposed to have a license. Trump knows the constitutional way. He knows you never say driving, you say traveling.
So what's your number one concern? If you could tell me your number one, I know there's probably a bunch, but what's your number one concern you want the next president to address? What is it?
Going back to 1871, when constitutional rights were given to people and you were allowed to be yourself and run your own life. You don't need sexual preferences shoved down your throat. You don't need to step on parental rights for their kids. Basically, the Constitution. We were running back, we ran back fine then, way back. Why are the schools being paid operatives to sexualize kids? And it happened. And it still happened. Why haven't charges been filed? Are the police afraid? Are they afraid of what? Lose your pension? I've several times I've addressed this stuff up here. I want the Constitution reenacted now, right now, where everybody must follow them. You're coming here, you do it legally, on paper, per fingerprint, per cheek recognition, and ID. You need to target people and make sure you know who's on your soil.
Okay, so then in terms of people that say Trump's a threat to democracy, what do you say to that? Do you think that's invalidity, or what do you think of that?
We're a republic. See, they're failing to realize the history is United States of America Republic. Look at documentation. It was built as a republic. The Pledge of Allegiance has republic in it. Not sure what I don't understand where they're getting this word democracy. Democracy, the definition of that is, way different than republic. Republic, that's what we were founded on. And again, I go back. Bikers, you don't follow their bylaws, what they founded on, you're done. Why is it America that strong?
The Biden-Harris waltz ticket is destroying us. Just look at the prices. I mean, you can't even afford to do regular grocery shopping anymore.
Yeah.
I love our military. What they did with the soldiers and the pullout in Afghanistan was absolutely disgusting. What a disgrace. When Trump was in, we had peace. Peace through strength. That's what he's about. He loves us.
What do you think of the last 4 years of Biden to the 4 years of Trump? What stands out to you?
Peace through strength is one.
Yeah.
We had no wars. He kept a handle on pretty much everybody as far as the other countries. I was paying $1.87 for gas?
Yeah.
That was incredible. My grocery shopping was $150. Now I'm paying almost $300 for the same amount of groceries.
What do you think of the people that say Trump demeans women, brings women down? When you hear comments like that,
it's absolutely disgusting. When I hear women say that, I'm ashamed to be a woman. He does not. He wants to lift us up. He does lift us up. He wants to protect us. Listen, I don't care who you are, the most badass woman, okay? You still need protection. Men are stronger than us. That's just scientific. I mean, it's just proof. They're stronger than us. So I like the fact that he wants to protect the women. I think that's important. I mean, we were founded on that. You know, years ago, what did women do? We were protected.
He's going to restore common sense to America and restore law and order. He's going to strengthen the borders like he did the first time, and he's going to disinvite people that were invited illegally.
So it sounds like your number one issue is the immigration.
Oh, also the economy. This green economy that they fostered as, you know, a panacea. It's not modern. It's not mature technology yet, and so they're counting on it. I'm for sustainable energy. I'm for as green as you can get. Why put ourselves at a disadvantage on the world stage, and why ruin our economy? That's where inflation came from. When energy prices increase, everything costs more. It costs more to produce it because everything is produced with energy, be it electric or what have you. It has to be transported. Right? And so that creates all of this inflation. So that's bad for your generation, it's bad for my generation. Also just common sense. Going back to a meritocracy. You might have more, you know, closet Trump supporters than you expect.
Yeah. And being out here though, like we're hearing a lot of honking and we're in a very blue area. Is this normal? Like, are you here? Were you here last year or last time there was?
I was here 4 years ago when the line went down to that outcropping of trees, and you know, unfortunately, the things transpired as they did. Pennsylvania stopped counting at 10 o'clock. I've voted since 1988. It was Bush, Perot, Bush, Bush. What was his name? I don't know, the Mormon, who's an idiot.
Mitt Romney.
Mitt Romney, yeah. He, what do you call it? Voted for him, I don't know. 2020 was the first time I ever saw them stop counting at 10 o'clock. Just stop counting. They didn't announce a winner. Pennsylvania just said, okay, we're going to stop counting, and then they resumed the next day. It was odd. I mean, I know COVID was there, but...
Yeah. Hey guys, so I just attended my first, I would say, official Trump rally. And what I gathered here, I'm in New Jersey, and this video is a comprising of the entire state of New Jersey, mostly the regions that could actually flip the state. And what I will say is, even though the gathering was not large, and apparently it's a slow day, the amount of people honking in this area that is a deep blue area was astounding. It has to be like every 5 seconds that we go again, someone is honking. So from what I'm gathering now and just reporting on this, there is a chance that, you know, there could be a flip in New Jersey. I am not confident in that statement, but hearing the amount of people and hearing from the Trump supporters saying that they've seen a shift in friends and family that have been voting for Trump and even independents voting for Trump, you know, it's worthy to note that. So another huge county with a massive population is Union City County. This county, I really believe, can cause a massive shift if New Jersey will ever go red, because the Latino population consists more than 33% of Union County. However, from my on-the-street interviews, I noticed many responses from the Latinos were that they had voted for Biden, they had voted for Clinton in 2016 and 2020, and they were pissed because they recognized from their words that the economy was way better under Trump. So there has been a slow shift from moving from the Democrat Party to the Republican. And here are some of those interviews that illustrate that. Gun to your head, you had to make a choice right now. Who would it be?
Probably Trump.
Why Trump?
When he was president, this country was, you know, much better. You know, a lot of jobs, you find jobs. I don't know exactly, but probably Trump. Depends, you know, in a couple of months or next month.
¿A quién vas a votar?
No, la verdad que yo la otra vez me gustaba mucho Trump.
¿Por qué Trump?
Porque él por los business. Él es un tipo de business y la economía se baja para arriba. Simplemente que él es... Pero hay cosas que él hace que no me gustan.
¿Cómo qué?
Como, por ejemplo, de pronto habla mal de la gente, dice cosas que no son, que los inmigrantes comieron perro, comieron, cosas que no deben de, esas cosas que no debería haber dicho a él. Él no, de todas maneras, él necesita el voto latino, pero no está de acuerdo con los latinos.
¿Y qué piensa de Harris?
Yo nunca lo he visto en nada.
No.
Ella no hizo nada. O sea que este año, el 2024, no. Me gustaría más una persona nueva, como un nuevo candidato.
¿Y qué piensas de muchos de los latinos que tú sabes?
¿Cómo
¿A quién le gusta más?
Me gusta mucho el gobernador de Florida.
Oh, ¿Santos? ¿De
Ajá.
Santos? Le gusta él, pero para el presidente, ¿qué dicen la gente? Los latinos que tú sabes. ¿Se dicen que le gusta más Harris, Trump, o no quieren votar? ¿Qué dicen?
Para los que ya vivimos acá hace años, les gusta más Trump.
Como ciudadana americana, yo me voy a votar por Trump.
¿Por qué Trump?
Por Trump.
¿Por qué?
Porque él hizo buenas cosas.
Buenas cosas. ¿Qué cosas? ¿Qué son las cosas que le gusta?
Las cosas que gusta, estaba con él, estaba la economía estaba más baja, ahora está en los aires.
Si me tocaría votar, votaría por Trump, pero no puedo votar.
¿Por qué Trump?
Bueno, porque pienso que la economía y hubo muchas cosas que fluyen de una u otra manera y pienso que sería una buena solución en estos momentos en que se está viviendo tanta crisis a nivel de todo el mundo.
¿Y qué piensas de Harris?
Oh, no sé, de verdad que no la conozco muy bien, pero no, siempre tengo tendencia a ir hacia los republicanos.
Who are you going to vote for?
I'm gonna vote for Kamala Harris
Why?
because I think she's honest. I never like Donald Trump. If he's gonna be the next question, I don't like Donald Trump. I think he's not honest at all. He's lying. He's always been a liar.
¿Y le gusta Trump porque las oportunidades?
Sí, da muchas oportunidades a los latinos, bueno, caso Honduras, todos los países.
¿Y Harris qué piensa?
Bueno, no tengo ni idea porque no he estado todavía en la presidencia, no sé.
¿Y hay una razón que le guste más el de Harris?
Bueno, Trump por los empleos, todo eso.
¿Sí?
Sí.
¿Y qué piensan muchos de los latinos?
No sé, que todos buscamos lo mismo.
¿Sí? ¿Los latinos le gustan Trump más, piensa?
Sí.
¿O Harris?
Trump.
¿Por qué Trump?
Porque he's the only one can fix the problem in this country.
Is there a big problem? What's the problem?
The problem is too many people getting in here and they don't know who they are. And you don't know who's coming in.
How would you compare the last 4 years of Biden to the 4 years of Trump?
Well, with Trump was in charge, he was president, he did good. He did good. Biden is a good person. It's no question about it. But he's too soft.
After seeing these regions that seem more purple than they do blue, I wanted to compliment my deep blue visit to Hudson County and head over to Warren County, a notoriously deep red county on the Pennsylvania border.
So I think it's pretty obvious based on your hat who you're voting for, but why are you voting for Trump?
Because of his policies.
Yeah, what policies specifically?
How to make America better.
Yeah.
He's got oil, gas policies, all those good policies. She's got no policies.
What do you think of Harris?
Harris? She's a puppet.
What do you mean by that?
She is like a puppet because everybody else is telling her what to say and do. She's not on her own. She don't think for herself.
What do you think of the last 4 years of Biden to the 4 years of Trump?
Biden, everything went up, up, up. Trump, everything was practically normal.
Yeah, and you work here at a gas station,
Yeah.
so you know gas prices. So tell me, what did you notice from the 4 years of Trump to the 4 years of Biden?
Gas prices were down when Trump was president. These prices are sky high.
What were they here in New Jersey under Trump versus Biden? The highest and the highest. with Trump?
269.
269 with Trump. Okay, and then with Biden?
355.
Wow. And what have you noticed coming up to this election? Have they gone up or down?
Nah, I think Trump is gonna win. He's got to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about the gas prices though? What have you noticed? Have they gone up or down or?
No, they've been going down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably because of all the wars.
All right. Who are you voting for?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay.
I don't even know if I'm going to. I don't think we have a good choice.
Really? Why do you say that?
Well, because I don't think she has enough experience, and she's making a lot of promises she can't keep for sure. And Trump, I don't know. He needs to be a little more presidential, I think.
Yeah. How would you describe the 4 years of Trump to the 4 years of Biden? What stands out to you?
Oh, I think the 4 years under Trump were way better economically.
Yeah.
You know, without a doubt, in my mind.
Did you vote in 2016 and 2020?
I did.
Who'd you vote for in
Trump.
in 2016?
Yes.
And 2020?
Yes.
So this year you're deciding not to vote potentially.
I'm still thinking about it. I might not. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Really? So you've kind of swung away from Trump, it sounds like.
Well, somewhat, only because of his own arrogance, let me put it that way.
Really? Was there like a significant moment where it was at that point where you're like, you know what? It's going to be hard for me to support this candidate?
I would just say his lack of being presidential when he was president. He just didn't have that, I don't know. I don't know how to put it, but he wasn't presidential to me.
Yeah. But if you
even though I think he did some good things.
Yeah. So if you had a gun to your head and you had to make a choice today, well, in a few days, let's say, who's that going to be, you think?
Trump.
It will be Trump.
Yes.
And then this area in particular, because I was just doing some research on the area, this area is pretty purple. Like, you have some red counties, but like for the most part, this area could be red. Like, what are you sensing from being here, living here? What do you think?
I don't know. I really don't talk to a lot of people about politics. That's not a good subject to talk about.
Yeah, but what do you just sense from what you just see?
Well,
what you notice?
Well, from what I've seen, and I said this to my wife from just like riding around here.
Yeah.
If you go by the signs that are out,
yeah,
it should be Trump by a landslide.
You think
that's any way to measure it?
Just based on what you've seen, being in this area in Jersey, the western part, what are your thoughts on what's going to happen here?
A lot of people here like Trump, but Kamala Harris is probably going to win.
Why do you say that?
I just have a feeling.
Yeah?
'Cause this reminds me of the 2020 election.
What was the 2020 election? What did you sense beforehand and what happened?
Biden was going to win that.
You knew he was going to win,
Yeah.
and then he ended up winning?
Yeah.
So even though this area, there's like a lot of Trump signs, and right now behind us, actually, there's a Harrison Waltz, you think most people are going for Harris?
Yeah.
What about your friends and family? What do you notice from them?
My parents are voting for Trump, but I don't know about everybody else.
Hey guys, this is my final video capturing the entire election series. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a great time going to all these regions, speaking to so many people and seeing who they would be voting for as well as why and other reasons along with that. So thank you again for tuning into this adventure. I'm excited for the next chapter. Expect more documentaries. Expect to still see some current event topics that I will be covering, but mostly documentaries of different cultures, so we can move past this point right now of such division, hopefully to a period of time of unity. So thank you again. If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.